All right, what's up, everybody? Um, it's been a little bit since we've done a video again, but kind of more so some Polarity ATI, some ES, some NQ, maybe a little bit of update on my account journey right now. Honestly, we can start off with that real quick. Oh wait, okay, I don't want to go back, but basically, we're at the $8,000 mark, around $1,000 away from getting funded, which is very exciting. I've been actually going back and forth in looking at both the NQ and the ES. Reason being, there's more trade opportunities on the NQ. Not saying that ES doesn't present as many, but not saying that ES isn't good, it just doesn't present as many. Kind of give a recap of I will be also doing a live replay of like one trade that I took today. And again, it was a pretty strong market to the downwards, and we took right around this trade. So again, to recap, what I'm looking for is that I'm looking for some sort of a basing area within the mark within looking for basically we can look down here, but I'm looking for some sort of a base, then a very, very strong move to the upside and or downside within that same like very hard in a row. As you can see, like a lot of strong green candles, a lot of strong red candles, and actually going down to the microstructure, we want to see the same thing. So going down to a smaller time frame, again, we if we're going to see price move out of a zone, we want to see straight candles like this. We don't want to see price break out or move and having it be choppy, choppy, choppy like this. We just don't think that's strong. Similar to the NQ, again, we're using the 60 range as our higher time frame. We're trying to look for 3 to 4 candles in one direction in a strong move, and then using the microstructure of actually the 32 range to confirm it, and actually going down to the 15 range, even more micro, to confirm it as well too. So some of this zone on both the ES and Q looks very good. The trade that we took actually on the ES, we actually took multiple trades on the NQ. I just don't like replaying those because they're so much faster. But we actually had again, there's going to be gaps in the chart just because data doesn't load as well. But this was a high probability zone for me. This is from August 29th. Again, some would be like, why not this zone? Well, again, it's not going to pull up as well, but when you go down to a lower time frame, it was very, very choppy in between here. And I think if we go back, we can even look. So at the 70 range, we'll see. I mean, you probably could have made some money here, honestly. But again, we're looking for scalps. So anyways, we'll hop real quick over the replay. Again, the way that I look at it, so we're going to the ES chart using polarity. I like to go back to the far left. Once I identify a zone, what I want to do is then mark out my area of entry. And my area of entry is really where the volume profile has the most volume. So you can see here, this is that same move up that we mapped out on TradingView. And I put my zone around this box right here. So basically, once price touches into here, we'll be arming regression, looking for shorts to come through, and they'll actually enter us into a buy order. So we're basically fading retail, trying to get short. Again, it's not always going to work, but I found this to be pretty high probability. And I also, I've done very well with it recently, so I'm not too mad about it. It works well with NQ as well too. I've been using it with NQ, but I've tried to trade NQ a little bit later in the day because NQ can be pretty whippy on the morning. So I like to give NQ probably about like 15, not even 15, maybe we should say like 20 to 30 minutes to settle out. But anyways, we'll showcase how this looked. One of my rules is to, looking back at the chart here, is that let's say if price taps into here. So if, like, for example, if price ended up tapping into here and we never got to my zone and it bounced out with a green candle finishing it, then I would invalidate the zone, saying that like, hey, the orders were filled. Then I would delete my zone or my box. Here that didn't happen, so it worked out really, really well. So we'll just get into it. We'll do kind of just a little live analysis. Let me see when this trade actually happened, like 10:09ish, 10 o'clock-ish. Okay, so we might need to fast forward a little bit. Yeah, it worked out for me today. Again, it's really hard. It's kind of nervous when you're, trying to long a falling knife, but it is how it is. Okay, we're gonna start this replay real quick. We'll walk over a couple NQ trades today too that we took. Again, they're all from the past. Watch, I'll probably end up missing it. I just got to get to like that 10-ish area. But I do really like using the strategy because it still allows me to utilize the polarity. That was pretty pricey I should say it wasn't really pricey. So again, we're not going to enter, but if the candle is still going and price looks out of the zone, we'll keep it armed actually too, because it's like, hey, we're looking for sellers. I think that we're breaking lower. Again, basically we're looking for moves similar to this where price flushes down real quick and kind of gets some sort of a pop up. But again, we're looking for those higher, in my opinion, higher probability areas entering at the bottom of the candles again. And I also have like a trailing stop on as well too. Okay, so we might actually be getting here really, really shortly. Again, I think we're entering into the zone like right about now. So yeah, so this is where I'm just gonna go down to just kind of watch how it'll play it back and forth. So I'm like, okay, we're not in it. Okay, I'm not arming it. We're not in it. See if we ended up, we're in that zone. Like we're in this zone, but we're in that overall zone. If we ended up bouncing out green here, I've been like, well, the zone tapped into it. It's invalidated. So we're just continuing, just watching. Okay, maybe I'll go like 2x speed or 3x speed. I'm like, okay, yep, okay, please, yep, I want to go back down. Okay, I'm not arming it, continuing not arming it. Oh, it's very close there, very, very close. Okay, I'm getting it armed, I'm arming it, it's armed. Come on, please film me. I'm like, oh, I hope some sellers come through real quick. Looks like we're sitting there. Oh, no, okay, oh, here we go. See, now we started to flush a little bit. I was like, oh, God, this ain't good. Oh, so holding. Oh, weird. That's odd. Maybe it's because on the micro contract or the microstructure. But anyways, I ended up getting filled here on that move. Again, the data could just be weird on playback, but I ended up getting filled, so we'll just like fake a long here, technically.
Order filled.
So technically I got long like right around here, the same area. It was probably a little bit lower. Make sure that I don't get stopped on this here. Could be totally different too, just based on like when I look at the micro contract versus the higher time frame contract. So we're just gonna extend this a little bit. I would not do this during the real trade though. But I'm like, oh, nice, we got filled, and then basically just price chopped back and forth for a little bit. I always find that the price takes a little bit longer. I of course always want price to go as quick as it can, but like we end up getting filled on it, which is super sweet. Getting that fill was absolutely terrible where it was at. Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty easy fill on it. Basically right there. That was have it go. Doesn't matter. Basically, doesn't matter. We got filled there. I'll kind of leave. I'll leave replay now. I don't know why. It's probably because I usually trade with the micro contracts or use the micro contracts, the MES. The reason being is that I try to risk like an X amount of dollars per day on my trades, and it's around like $250 per trade. So and I try to only take 2 losses in a day, just based on account size. That gives me around 9 trading days, which like really never happens. There, go back here. We'll show you how close I am. Very close. Yeah, see, we're very, very close. So $1,000 away. Hopefully by the end of the week, if not Monday, we'll get filled or get that. But basically, we'll do some live mapping of zones that are considered, in my opinion, area of interest on both NQ and ES. Again, I always like looking at here first. We're going to delete this zone real quick. It's kind of gross. This is a zone that I don't know if I'll keep here. It's got the 4 strong candles in a row. If we go down to microstructure, I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, see, this is pretty strong. See, this is a strong movement down. I think there's a high probability chance we come back up in here, test it, and we can take that trade short. Vice versa here as well too. See, the zone's been tested before, but judging by the explosive nature of how that moved out there, I think we'll still use it here. Uh, then here, go back to the 4 range here. See again, very very strong movements out. There's probably some leftover order stuck in there, which is really really good. Vice versa on the NQ specifically. Again, I like to use the 60 range, higher time frame to look at things. Again, looking for really 3 or 4 strong, consistent candles in a row, going down to that 32 range. Hey, that looks really, really good. So I actually trade off the 32 range on the NQ here. It's a lot more micro on it. We'll actually go over here because I'm going to mark the zone. Again, similar thing to the NQ. NQ is just a lot fucking quicker. But have that zone right there. Problem is we'll potentially get faked out to the bottom, but hopefully that doesn't occur. But again, looking at that zone, more so on the higher time frame on this or on the NQ. Again, go down to the 15 range, which is very, very micro for the NQ. Again, very similar pattern to the ES. Some of the NQ trades I took today as well too. Again, very nerve-wracking, but a little bit like catching the falling knife again. Looking at like pass zones right here. Again, had some of that explosive action. So we look over to the right here and getting long on these little dips and rips here. I would consider this area invalid, in my opinion, for a potential short area. Reason being is because it looks like there's a bunch of wicks into there, and it wasn't really a strong move down, not like this. This area as well, I don't know if I'll consider this a valid area. We can go down to, we'll just mark it anyways just to see what it looks like. I think the reason being, again, was just a little too choppy for me, and it looks like the zone was tested too many times. See, it's just not as, it's good, but it's just not as explosive. You can totally see the differences between this and that. So again, these are the high probability zones. Basically what we're looking for over and over and over again is for price to enter the zone, fill liquidity, fake, longs or shorts out, and then basically we basically fade the order. So if we see a sell imbalance come through, we're getting long. If we see buyers come in, we're getting short. And again, we're looking for scalps, at least on NQ, we're looking for, like 8 to 10 point scalps, which is like basically like 1 bar here. So can get pretty quick, can get pretty gnarly, but again, it's name of the game, and I've had some pretty good success with it. So hope this video helps some of you guys with the polarity and maybe gives you a setup or two tomorrow. We'll see you guys. Peace.